All right, let's get into it. I hope this works. We'll see. Thanks again, TLC. Appreciate it. But here we go with the SLS podcast episode 2. I love rehearsal. Let me just get him off mute. Welcome to the SLS podcast. Sugar Ray here with my co-host Legion. Legion, how are you going? Good, sir?
I am doing good. I'm just surprised we made it to episode 2.
Well, I'm pretty sure we got renewed because of your good looks. So keep looking fantastic in that. So obviously,
You can't say no to the furry face.
see, that's why I'm trying to grow the fur on here as well. I can only get it on this part. So yeah, yeah, episode 2. Obviously the first episode was a Obviously the first episode there were a few things here and there and that, but you know, we're only human. We can try and be perfect and that, but mistakes happen and that. So yeah.
Well, one of us is human.
Well, yeah, that's true. Actually, yeah. So you got it right there. So to everyone that's watching as well, hello, how you going as well? We might do not at the end of this one, but if you guys have got any questions you want us or want our opinions on as well, you can write the questions in there. If we've got time at the end of the episode, we might answer them. But let me just get your quick thoughts. What do you think of the Rumble there, the Royal Rumble this year, Legion?
Be honest, the show was fairly solid in its own right.
Yep.
The men's rumble was mediocre at best, in my opinion. But the women's rumble was, I believe, is what stole the show, with all the surprise returns and everything of that sort.
This is I think the women's rumble was the best match of the night, and that this is I noticed a few comments as well. Did you think there were enough surprise entrants? Because I had a look before we got on. The women's had what you would count as 6, and the men's only had what you count as 3 to 4. So people were saying, "Oh, it's not enough surprise entrants there," but right there, out of the 60 people, we had 10. So you know. That's what 1/6. So,
yeah, with the amount of, because usually we get a lot of surprise. Well, not, I wouldn't say a lot, a good amount of surprise entrants in every rumble.
yeah,
But with this one in particular, the roster is fairly stacked with a lot of superstars.
yeah,
I'm gonna use that word. But
yeah.
it's just so stacked. You need to get people on television over the legends. With Vince, it was bringing legends in to get the ratings. With Triple H and now he wants to get everybody's screen time.
Yeah,
Get everybody involved.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I completely agree with you. Like I said, I thought the men's was okay. Like, it was nothing special. I feel like the Fatal 4-Way for the world title, we knew the outcome, but I feel like it was hitting third gear before it was over. So, like, it didn't really hit the height of what we thought. And then Kevin Owens and Logan Paul, like, it had a really good ending. Like, I wasn't expecting that ending to come, but yeah. So, yeah, I feel like I will say one thing. I thought the crowd was completely dead for the whole night. Like, that was my biggest issue. Like, the Monday Night Raw crowd 2 days after was amazing, but this seemed like it was dead. And I know you pay for your money and go to a show, but they just didn't seem like they were into it at any time. Like,
They were into it during the women's rumble, but not the men.
yeah, yeah, and
About it.
yeah, it's just really, I don't know. I'd give it probably, like, if I was to do a rating out of 10, and that I don't think I'd talk this with you. I'd probably give it about 6, maybe a 7. Like, it wasn't the worst rumble ever, but nothing spectacular. So yeah, that's my thoughts.
I agree with that.
Yep.
I'll agree with that one.
Yeah. So we're adding a new couple of new segments here and there, and that. So each episode we're going to start with a like. So Legion, I like to get you like, and what like could be? It could be anything in wrestling. A person, a pay-per-view, a particular wrestler, particular someone off screen, and that. I'll go with you, Legion. What are you liking in wrestling at the minute?
At the moment, I'm really enjoying R-Truth, like everything that he's doing. Like, I know me and you've had this discussion.
Yeah.
Okay. We've had this discussion for quite a while. It's like, but R-Truth is a national treasure in the WWE.
He really is. It's
and
Yeah. Sorry, go on.
I'm saying, so like with the whole Judgment Day storyline, it was starting to get a little stale, and then our Truth returns, and now it's just revitalized their storyline. I'm loving it.
Yeah, it's you realize the age of the guy. He's in his 50s and that, like, he's been around. Still remember him debuting like in the early 2000s as a K Quick in the WWE, and then he went to TNA for a bit as well, and then like won the world title there as well. Like, I think he was one of the first African Americans to win it in TNA as well. So it was just, he is a national treasure, and hopefully he has not had a WrestleMania moment. Hopefully this year he'll get it, and I think he will get it this year when we get to WrestleMania and our picks and that. So yeah, that's a really good pick. I really enjoy that.
I really hope you're right, but
yeah.
Who do you like?
What do you like? Well, as we know, the Elimination Chamber Premium Live event, I'll go with that, even though I still like to call them pay-per-views, but Premium Live events, is in Australia this week. And unfortunately, had it been closer to where I was, I definitely would have gone. Like, I would have probably had to leave today to go to it and that. So, but just wrestling just becoming more and more international. Like, last year here in Australia, we had New Japan do a little tour, and we also had TNA as well, when they were known as Impact, do a little tour as well. And I know AEW have had like their big pay-per-view over in at England. I think it was All In. I think it was either All In or All Out, one of the two. It might have been All In. And that I'm just liking that they're getting more international again, like we had with WWE having SummerSlam in England, and then we're having the pay-per-views in the mid-2000s over in England and in other states as well. And they've been here to Australia as well. But that's what I'm really liking, that they're truly becoming, the American wrestling scene is doing more international pay-per-views and that. And hopefully maybe even we can get maybe a WrestleMania. But probably go to England first, which I wouldn't blame as well. But yeah, just, I'm still kicking myself I can't go over to the pay-per-view due to geographically, like, it's about 3,000 kilometers away from me, and I just don't have the money or the thing to really enjoy it. Because if I was to go to the pay-per-view, you can bet your ass you would see me in the front row, close to the front row as possible, and that, because I'm not going to go to it and then maybe be 50, 60 rows back and just watch it on the TV, because I might as well do that at home and that. So the next time WWE have a pay-per-view, or even AEW or TNA, something like that in here, you can bet your ass I'm going to go. And that's, yeah, that's what I'm liking at the minute, that the American wrestling companies are getting more internationally, having more pay-per-views internationally. That's what I'm really liking. And that's, so yeah. Anyway, I think we need to get on with the news. Now, we're going to go with the news a bit differently this week. Not that Legion is getting fired. I still want him to be the newsreader, and I'll give my thoughts and opinion. But there's a couple of stories that I'm going to cover from my point of view, and that. So we'll start with you, Legion. Go ahead with your story, and then we'll get on to my couple of stories.
I'm going to talk about CM Punk's injury right now. If y'all don't know, he got injured his arm during the Royal Rumble match. When Drew McIntyre delivered the Future Shock DDT, he just landed wrong. He's gonna be out for 6 to 8 months, I think it was said. And he's a bit he's upset along with the fans that he's gonna miss WrestleMania. But reports saying he's gonna take his time healing on this because he wants to have it healed properly before he gets back in the ring.
Can I ask you just a question? I've had a theory, and I want you to indulge me with this. Do you think before the injury, CM Punk was supposed to win the Rumble?
No, he was not.
He was
never meant to. Win the Royal Rumble.
Okay, right, yeah. I've seen no stories. It's just my own crackpot theory. But can you imagine if Punk was supposed to win and then the injury had happened, and that, like, I don't know if I don't think if CM Punk would have. I think he is smart enough to call an audible, and that's why. I don't know. It's just a theory I've thrown out. that was my biggest worry when he was announced that Survivor Series coming back, because about 3 of the last 4 matches he had, including the Rumble, he's ended up being injured and being out for a long time, and he's only in his 40s, I'm pretty sure. I forget his actual age and that, but he's still
Yeah.
pretty young compared to that. So it's, wish him all the best in that, because pretty sure people know he is my second favorite wrestler. No one can beat Stone Cold Steve Austin, and that's just my opinion. And we will do one day. We will do our top 10 and that as a list.
Yeah, but it was confirmed that he was gonna face Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. It was confirmed.
Yeah, yeah. So it was.
That's sad.
Yeah, I just feel really sorry for the guy. Like, he's just had no luck, and it seems like he's changed his attitude really big. That was my other big concern, was just his attitude, and that.
Take this rumor as a grain of salt when it comes to CM Punk, because I've been seeing reports all over the place, but there's no confirmation on it yet. That Punk is going to move to a commentary role moving forward until he's cleared.
So would he be on? So he'd be on Raw, wouldn't he? That's a stacked Raw commentary team with him, Cole, and McAfee.
It'll be a temporary 3-man until he. If he does, it'll be a temporary 3-man until he's ring cleared.
It's just my.
But like I said, there's no confirmation.
Just my opinion. I enjoy 3-man commentary teams more than 2-man. That's just me, and I know. Probably the best commentary team ever that I've seen has been Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler. I know that was mainly 2-man as well, but I don't know. I just think the 3rd man every now and then adds something to it, and that's so. Yeah, get well soon, Punk.
And behind them, in my opinion, would be Michael Cole and JBL.
That is a take. I've never heard that. Like, that's a really interesting take. We might have to dive into that another time, and that I wish we had time in that. But yeah, all right, now. I'm going to read the next 2 bits of news and that for you guys. Unfortunately, fortunately in TNA, Scott D'Amore has been terminated. Now, most of you people who don't watch TNA, I would suggest watching TNA, because it's really since about 2021 when he took over the booking and that, it's been a really underrated organisation. I know WWE and AEW worry about viewership and who's watching and all that stuff. TNA is just going about its business, and they've got some of the brightest wrestling talents in there. I'll go over them soon, but yeah, this is for those who don't know Scott D'Amore. He was in the company from 2003 to 2010 as a road agent, and then he left for a bit and did his own thing for a bit, and then came back in 2017 along with Jeff Jarrett and a few other guys as well. He took over the creative in 2021, and since then, TNA has really improved in that when they were impacted now back to TNA. And that one of the biggest things why he got terminated was he wanted to increase, since it was getting more popular with TNA, that he wanted to increase the funding. And that there was even the story that he wanted to try and recruit Braun Strowman when Braun Strowman was released from WWE in 2021. So, and I know a lot of the people in the TNA are very upset with this. Guys like on Twitter, well, X as it's now known, guys like Josh Alexander, Jordan Grace, who appeared at WWE Royal Rumble, which was really amazing and good to see that WWE and TNA still have this kind of a forbidden door, as people would call it, and that. So, and guys like Moose as well put a little hourglass thing on their X profiles and that after he was released. So I don't know if that's maybe they're showing their appreciation for the Karrion Kross character. That's a very bad joke. Let's just go with it, and that. But it just might mean something more. Maybe a walkout. Who knows? And that. I will say, adding to this story as well, just recently, Josh Alexander was out for a long time of injury, and they had his contract up for renewal, and he didn't want to, but TNA went with it anyway due to the injury clause contract. And that's so maybe read into this story. We might wait a bit more for this story as well, but if Josh Alexander was to leave, I would suggest WWE sign him. If you guys haven't seen Josh Alexander, it's like a version of Kurt Angle, and that I'd seriously go and watch some of these matches, including he's already had probably a match of the year already this year with Will Ospreay, and that in TNA this year. So go watch that match from the start of the year. Seriously, it's already match of the year, and that's so. Yeah, hopefully. And even as well, the talent penned a letter to the executives of TNA wanting Scott D'Amore back. So hopefully, I will say, if he doesn't go back to TNA, I think WWE should have a look at him. Even AEW or other promotions as well. Legion, get your thoughts on that?
Oh, well, I just only remember Scott D'Amore from back in the day, in the early days of TNA, when I can't remember the actual full name of the stable. It was a Canadian stable.
Yeah,
with,
Team Canada.
Bobby Roode.
Team Canada.
Team Canada with Bobby Roode.
And Eric Young as well.
And I can't remember who was in this stable. I just remember Bobby Roode.
Yeah, Bobby Roode, Eric Young, Petey Williams.
It was literally in the early days of TNA.
Yeah,
early days.
He like.
And then I started watching TNA a little bit recently again right before they announced that TNA was coming back, and I was impressed with the shows and everything going on. And like you said, the whole thing with Jordan Grace, it's impressive what's going on with WWE and TNA.
Yep,
I'm loving it.
Yep,
whether it be once a year, I'm loving it.
Yeah, I kind of after seeing Jordan Grace, I was kind of hoping that maybe a men wrestler from TNA. I don't know who we could have picked. And that maybe one of the champions could have been, like, at the time, I think it was Alex Shelley or Moose, one of them in the Rumble.
Just
and
imagine if Dolph Ziggler was one of the ones.
Well, then they called him by Nick Nemeth. That would I didn't think about that. That would have been just a slap in the face and that. So yeah.
I was gonna say something. Oh, I can't remember what I was gonna say now. You distracted me with that laugh.
Oh, my apologies. It's an affectionate laugh.
The Scott D'Amore, that's what it was.
Yeah.
If they bring him on, he'd be an excellent producer behind the scenes. By far, excellent producer.
They've got a lot of TNA guys that are on Triple H's team. Like, I know Jeremy Borash is on the team as well. So
I was thinking him and Shawn Michaels side by side.
Yeah.
Down in NXT, that would be amazing.
Yeah. It's even maybe I think something like AEW might use him more. It's just really interesting that he. It's just really interesting that he got let go. It's kind of like what would happen if WWE terminated Triple H. That's how big I will get. That's how big I compare it to. Okay, so
much, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to get onto some AEW news, but just some breaking news as well. I was watching they had a Dynamite last night, and it appears that Hangman Adam Page has broken his ankle, and I had a look at the thing as well, and he's at least hurt his ankle, and that Samoa Joe had him for a muscle buster in the corner, and he actually got out of it in the 6-man tag that also featured Swerve Strickland, Brian Cage, Rob Van Dam, and Hook as well. He actually got out of it, and it landed awkwardly on his ankle and tagged out straight away. And after the match, you see on the outside the cameraman's filming him, and he's telling the cameraman, "No, please don't shoot me." And they're talking about how don't film him, and that. So hopefully, it's not a broken ankle. But yeah, get well soon to Hangman Adam Page, because he got a 3-man with Swerve and Samoa Joe pretty soon. So yeah.
Yeah, I hope he has a speedy recovery and there's nothing seriously wrong.
Yeah.
I will point touch because I didn't know about that whole incident at all.
Yeah.
But this may be irrelevant, but this is the second time the Muscle Buster has injured somebody.
Yeah, that was with Tyson Kidd. That was more from Samoa Joe performing the move on Tyson Kidd. Yeah. This is from him escaping it. So it's not anyway. This time it's not Samoa Joe's fault. Let's be honest on that.
Yeah, no, I don't think it really ever was. It's just bad timing.
Yeah, and that it's unfortunately like with we're about to talk the next person with Seth Rollins not doing the buckle bomb anymore, but the last bit of news we're going to get to is we're not probably going to have enough time. Like by the time the pay-per-view's on, it'll be his last match. But I want to talk about Sting and his last match with Darby Allin as a tag team champions against the Young Bucks. Also found out as well on AEW as well that unfortunately Sting's father passed away. So condolences to Sting as well. It's very sad that happened. Like I saw that and I thought, God. So, but yeah, I just want to quickly go over the How do you feel about the tag? It's a tag team match against Young Bucks. Sting's last match ever. The Icon Sting. What do you feel about it?
Don't get me wrong. I've been watching little by little. They have a good storyline. Don't get me wrong. But in my personal opinion, it shouldn't have been the Bucks to end his career.
Yeah.
And I think me and you went into this a little bit, but I wish this could have been the case, like a one-time thing. It could have been Kevin Nash.
Yeah, because well, I don't know how Kevin Nash would have lasted too long, and considering his record in the wrestling ring as well. But apparently Kevin Nash can't even go watch them. That's I hope he's at least allowed to be backstage or something like that. But that's just, I know there's a thing between WWE and AEW, but come on, it's like they've been friends since the WCW days as well, and that's so. I personally would have had his last match against Darby Allin, and that I know
that's a good option.
Yeah. I know there's a lot of limitations he could have, and that's why they're doing tag team matches and that. So Darby does most of the work, and Sting can come in for the things, and nothing wrong with that. Like Sting is nearly 60. I'd need to check his age.
He's
as well.
up there.
Yeah, for him to be, he's been wrestling since the 80s. Like that's the 80s, the 90s, 2000s, 20. He's been wrestling for 50 years, basically. Wait, does that make sense?
Since we were kids.
80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s. Yeah, 5 decades he's been wrestling. That's just that's insane. That is just insane and amazing, and that's so.
I think he surpassed Ric Flair.
Nah, Flair I think started in the 70s. So, and I know.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty. We'll have to double check that. God, we're not checking facts here. We really are a news program now. So, sorry, little dig. Do you have a favorite moment from Sting?
I have. I wouldn't say really a moment. It's more of a timeline in a sense. Is when he was the Joker Sting.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I forgot about that.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved that. Like that's the one time I really loved it. It's like he was just amazing in every sense of the word.
Yeah.
Especially when the Dark Knight came out and this whole thing went on.
Yeah.
I just loved it.
Yeah.
He portrayed it perfectly.
It's, for me, I associated Sting more with TNA than WCW. Like I watched WCW back in the day, and he legitimized TNA when he went there in 2005, I think. And that we try not to talk about his run in WWE because that was just a very disappointed that they didn't use him better, and that. But 3 out of the 4 companies he's been, brilliantly marketed in, and that even kind of legitimizing AEW as well, and that. And I think he was TNA's first Hall of Fame inductee as well. So. Hopefully he can still be involved with wrestling. I don't know how he would go as a producer or maybe even like a on-screen authority figure for AEW after his last match and that. But yeah, that's that'll do for the news this week. Now then, we're going to bring another segment on. It's going to be appearing in every show. It's going to be In My Opinion. Now, hopefully next time I can have a little graphic we can go to and that. So the opinion I want to bring up is what happened after Cody Rhodes had won the Rumble and that's SmackDown when he introduced The Rock. With the backlash it got as well. I know I saw a lot of people saying after it was announced that The Rock and Rock was going to take Cody Rhodes' place and wrestle Roman at Mania. I know a lot of people, just said, "Oh, I'll never watch wrestling again," and that. This is my opinion on it. We need to start letting storylines play out a bit instead of going straight for the, never watching wrestling again. This is bad, and that. Maybe from the outcry, this is what we got, the "We Want Cody" thing, and it's kind of similar to with the Daniel Bryan thing 10 years ago, exactly 10 years ago, and that's so. Yeah, but the story is played out. I don't know if this is actually how the story was actually going to go and that, but personally, and The Rock has gone full on heel now, which might be a bit of a might be playing into Roman's thing. We don't know what will happen in that, but What are your thoughts on what happened? A, with Cody giving his title shot up apparently for The Rock, and then we saw on the press conference, him saying he chose Roman. What are your thoughts on it?
I think this was all a bit half and half with what happened with the fans on all over social media with the hashtag We Want Cody and all that, and part storyline at the same time. Meaning, it's like Rock comes in to steal Cody's spotlight, but then Cody realizes like, no, this is my spotlight. I'm the one who won the Rumble, choosing Roman, pissing off Rock after they made an agreement, and in return turning Rock heel.
Yeah,
which is what I like. I said, like the segment says, it's my opinion. I wanted a heel Rock for so long since he returned.
It's
just yeah, it's amazing what they're doing with it.
It's to 2003. I wish he could have stayed longer in the WWE when he was when he had that 2003 run when he took on Hogan and Noah and then Goldberg and Steve Austin in 3 pay-per-views. He went from Hogan to Austin to Goldberg, and then he went off and made movies. I think it really suits his character. Yes, he plays a really good guy, but I think he's a better heel, personally. And we could probably say that about 90% of the wrestlers as well, but I think he does it to perfection. Yes?
What are your thoughts on Hollywood Rock returning into that persona?
I love it. I think it's I think it's really amazing, and that it's hopefully there's the stories that he has signed a 3-match wrestling contract as well, so he's going to have at least 3 matches. I think it'll turn out to be more, but I'll say that when we do the next podcast and that. So
and to end this off, I don't know if anybody saw it or you Sugar, you probably have. Is people have been nitpicking on that segment on, was it SmackDown?
Yeah.
With The Rock.
Yeah.
How I don't remember the exact words. We pretty much said, "I'll make sure 100% that you will lose at WrestleMania." And he looked at Roman Reigns.
Yeah. Like he actually pointed to it. I think the camera angle as well, like had him pointing at Roman. I think it's something about him making him a loser at Mania as well. So it's really interesting. By the way, before I get onto this as well, the casual wrestling fan would be looking at the main event of Cody versus Roman. They go, who? And then if we were going to have Rock versus Roman, the more casual fan would have come for Rock versus Roman. But we're not casual fans. We're more hardcore fans than that. I was hoping they would do a triple threat match, because that would have pulled in the Rock as well, and then have Cody there as well. Like the Rock could have used since he's on the board on TKO, could have gone, I'm inserting myself in the match because I'm on the board and I can do that. That would be my opinion. That would have been really good as well.
That would make an excellent storyline with that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I would be down for that.
Yeah. And then, Cody could have been pissed off at the Rock, and, Roman could have, try and butter up the Rock because scared of him and all that stuff. And that, but yeah. Well,
I'm gonna save. I'm gonna save. I have a prediction for Mania, but I'm gonna save it for the next one.
Yep.
For the next episode.
Yep.
It just blew me away when I was thinking about it. I was like,
we will show that as well. So, and you put your datas that on as well. So yeah. One more thing. What do you think will happen? Do you think we'll get a tag team match at Mania, or on night 1 before night 2? What do you think? Because there's story from the Super Bowl as well. There's they showed the commercial that had The Rock and Roman on one side and Cody and Seth on the other. Do you think there'll be a tag team match on night 1 at Mania?
That would be weird that they did that, because Seth would have to defend his title on night 1 as well.
Yeah. That's yeah. I don't know how they're going to do it. So
they might have it after Mania, like at whatever the first.
Yeah, Backlash.
Mm-hmm. Is it Backlash?
Yeah.
They might have it at Backlash.
Tag team? Backlash is going to be in France though, so this year. So
either that, or it'll be on either Raw or SmackDown.
I was really surprised they didn't do the tag team match this probably before Seth got injured. Maybe they were going to do the tag team match Elimination
Yeah.
Chamber because I think it was announced today that Triple H or yesterday that Triple H said The Rock's not appearing, and that even over here in Australia, it's still showing on the TV when I've seen the ads that still saying CM Punk's appearing, and I've seen nothing of him going. So who knows? Maybe he will appear, and that's
He might be on commentary.
yeah, he might be on commentary. We don't know, and that. We've got a bit of time, so I want to ask you one more thing as well. What do you think about Corey Graves taking over the lead commentator on SmackDown?
I think it's well deserved. He has worked so hard to get to where he's at. Yeah, do I want to see him back in the ring? Like, of course, like anybody else does. But I think he found his niche in the WWE I want to say the number one heel commentator.
Yeah,
Or was it SmackDown or Raw?
yeah.
Okay.
It was for Raw when he was, but it's
Yeah, but
yeah,
him being the lead commentator, it's a perfect fit for him.
yeah. The dynamic, I've watched it a couple of times, and they're both heels, him and Wade Barrett. Like, you'd think maybe he would go into maybe a more, siding with the good guys and that. Because I feel like with commentary teams, what makes the great teams is, we have the lead commentator, which is normally the play-by-play guy that, normally sympathises with the good guys. And then you got the colour commentator, which is normally the heelish one, who justifies the reasons of the bad guys and why they do it. One of the perfect teams to ever do this was a team in the commentary team in the 80s called Gorilla Monsoon and Jesse Ventura. Don't know if you've heard of them. They were just perfect. And Jesse was a heel commentator, but he would justify, this is, I wish I could bring up a certain thing and that. But yeah, it was the perfect team. And I feel like we lost that a bit in the mid-10s with Jerry Lawler when he went more face-ish with Jim Ross. And like you said, JBL was like, now I'm thinking about it, JBL, would side with the bad guys as we call them, but he would also, justify with the faces sometimes as well. So the 2 times I've seen him commentary on SmackDown, he's actually like, I didn't know how it would go from a color commentator to a lead commentator, a play-by-play, because it's very different. You're basically talking, it'd say 70% of the show compared to a color commentator, so he's actually done it well. So it's really been good. Like apart from Vic Grimes, Vic Joseph, who's in Vic Joseph, who's in NXT. I didn't know who else they were going to get as the SmackDown lead commentator. So hopefully he grows into it. But I will say I did enjoy the team of Michael Cole and Corey Graves as well. So hopefully they can be on Mania as well. Maybe the 4-man team. I don't know, but yeah. I just thought I'd bring that up quickly as well. So, yeah. Maybe we should get on to our picks and that. So, Elimination Chamber is in Australia and that. And it's just... I'm kind of upset that I'm not going. So, but yeah. Why don't you lead us off, Legion? You're going to ask me the question as well. So...
We will... Well, I'm going to go down the list that I have in front of me.
Yep.
Let's start with the women's tag team titles. Not the women's tag team titles. I am so sorry. I'm reading like 2 lines at the exact same time. I have them right next to each other. I apologize.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
The WWE tag team titles between Judgment Day versus Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate.
How dare you make a mistake on a podcast? You're out. All right. I'm looking for a new I'm kidding. So, So my prediction is the new team of, what do they call? No Catch Republic. Pete Dunne. I'm pretty sure that's the name of Pete Dunne and.
Is that what they call us?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's No Catch Republic. I don't know if you want to quickly look it up while I have a look, but no. Number one thing, thank God Pete Dunne is back. Okay, no offense to Butch, but I think Pete Dunne is an amazing talent, and I'm glad that they've reverted him back to that name. So, yeah. So, I don't.
Oh no, it's
Yeah.
I apologize to interrupt. It's British Strong Style.
Oh, okay. I thought it was No Catch Republic. We might have to.
Oh wait, it says New Catch Republic is an English version of the time.
Okay, but they are known as British Strong Style, but it might just be No Catch Republic. I swear I saw No Catch Republic in that. So
Yeah, that's what it said. That's what it says as well.
Yeah,
Like,
okay.
It's weird.
yeah.
Anyway.
What the name is really interesting. Like I like that. I don't see Judgment Day losing this, so I think they're going to probably lose at Mania, personally, and that. So I got Judgment Day for 3 points. I see. Yeah, I don't see them losing to Mania, and that I feel like this is going to be a pretty straightforward pay-per-view, and that I feel like most of the winners are already announced. Well, not announced, but we already know what the winners are. So I've got Judgment Day. Legion, who have you got?
This one is going to be a close call.
By the way, so sorry to interrupt you. Judgment Day for 3 points.
Okay.
Yeah, you go ahead now.
I see them teasing the win on this one.
Yeah.
But I see, as you said, Judgment Day coming out as a victor. I see Pete Dunne going for his finish, and then just JD coming up with the win out of nowhere.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. How many points?
And as you said, I see him losing at Mania, like you said.
Yep.
You're gonna laugh. I have him for 3 points.
All right, I'm just writing it down as well. I've got a quick question as well. With the way that there are a lot more tag teams now in both SmackDown and Raw, do you think it's going to be maybe at Mania a good time to split up the tag titles? Just quickly, your thoughts on that.
It's been rumored that they were going to split them up for quite some time, and I think Mania will be perfect.
Yeah, because
not Mania, SummerSlam.
Because Raw alone, we've got on Raw the Creeds, DIY, Imperium, Alpha Academy. Trying to think of other teams as well on Raw, and that there's enough. I know 2 tag titles is probably a bit of overkill, and that, but I think it's the right time to split up the titles and that. So, maybe have the. Yeah, sorry.
I'm saying they built up enough tag teams now compared to when they first unified them.
Yeah, yeah.
To split them up. Finally.
Yep. So I think I was going to go maybe. I was originally thinking maybe a double pin, and then Priest and Judgment Day would have the Raw tag team titles, and No Catch Republic would have the SmackDown tag team titles, and that because they're a team from SmackDown. I was originally thinking that, but then I thought they wouldn't do that over here in Australia. So, all right.
Yeah, the only way they're going to do double pin is if they do like a small package where both shoulders are hit.
I mean, they could hit a striking finish and then both fall down next to each other and put their hand on each other like that. So,
that's an option.
Yeah. There are a few options in that, but like I said, I don't see Judgment Day losing till Mania, and that. So yeah, okay, rightio. We'll go on to the women's chamber match now. For the chamber matches, we're going to give our final two wrestlers, and then we're going to give our winner, and that. So we got the women's chamber match that's featuring Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, Tiffany Stratton, Liv Morgan, the returning Naomi, and also the returning Raquel Rodriguez, and that. Or is it Rodriguez or Gonzalez? She had
Rodriguez.
Yeah, it's Rodriguez. Yeah, Gonzalez was her NXT name. Don't know why they changed it. So yeah. So I'm gonna go. Personally, I don't see Raquel winning. To be fair, and that I see any one of the other 5 being in the final 2. So my final 2 are going to be, because I won't give away the winner, but I think my final 2 will be Becky Lynch and Bianca, and I've got Becky Lynch winning as well, and that's for 1 point as well, because they teased it at the presser with Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch, so that's obviously how it's going to be. So I've got Becky Lynch and Bianca the final 2, and Becky winning, so for 1 point. So Legion, what about you? Who have you got?
I'm sorry. I just got done laughing. It's a good laugh. My final 2. Me and you agree on this one. Was Becky Lynch being in the final 2.
Yep.
But my second one's a bit different. It'll be Liv Morgan.
See, I knew. I was talking to you off stream. I knew you were going to go that as well, and this makes sense. Yep.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was going to say anyone out of. They could nearly put Naomi in the final 2 as well. This is my struggle. I got Becky winning, and then 4 out of the other 5 I could have in. We need a strong showing from Tiffany Stratton. It's going to be her first. I was going to say first paper PLE, but she was actually at the Rumble. But in a match and that. I don't. It's hard to distinguish the Rumble from an actual match and that. But I feel like she'll have a big showing, and I could actually see Liv being the final 2. I think Do you think Liv is on a bit of a turning heel, and that just from a promo on Raw?
I wouldn't say heel, more of
A tweener?
a tweener. Yes, I
Yeah.
see her being like she has the perfect personality for that.
Yeah, she really does in that. And since she's come back, she's been more not heel, twinish in that. So she might blur between being a good person and a bad person and that. But yeah, I did think about Liv. I thought about Liv, Bianca, and Naomi, and Tiffany. I even thought Tiffany Stratton as the final. Give her a big showing.
I
Yeah.
I was a tough one with Tiffany Stratton. Think she was gonna last, but I don't think so just yet. But I think she's gonna put on a good show.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see her making it to the final two.
Do you see her having a match at Mania?
That one's a tough one. That one's tough for me.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard. Because I haven't seen her what she can do on the main roster yet,
Oh.
outside of the qualifying match.
Have did you watch her in NXT?
I did.
Yeah.
And she was amazing.
Yep, she was amazing.
But-
So yeah.
But if you been watching WWE lately, it differs between NXT and the main roster and
Yeah.
how they perform.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good point as well. So yeah, okay. So you got
And
yeah. So
I got Becky Lynch winning.
yep.
For this match.
How many points?
This is why I laughed. 1 point.
So it's gonna come. I feel like it's gonna come down to if it's Bianca or Liv
Liv.
Morgan as the final two on that, because I'm the current champion.
I have a feeling.
I'm the current champion, so we
Yes.
don't have the title above us, and that hopefully the next one will get that. All right. Now we'll go for the men's chamber as well. Like I said again, we're going to have what I think the final two are, and then the score on that. So my final two. Oh, by the way, in the match we've got Drew McIntyre, Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, Logan Paul. Why am I forgetting names now? I really should write the names down.
Bobby Lashley.
Bobby Lashley, yes, and we've left out
LA Knight.
And how could I forget LA Knight in that? So there's the six there. So on the match, I feel like neither LA Knight or Logan Paul are winning because they've got them. Basically, you can mark into the books now. They're having a match at Mania, guarantee you now. That's where LA Knight will win his first title. Book it now, and that. So I don't see them. I kind of see the Final Testament screwing over Bobby Lashley, and that. And as far as Kevin Owens, like I don't know what they're going to do with him at Mania as well. So my final two are Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton, and I've got Drew McIntyre winning as well, and that's for 2 points. And that's so. Can I say one thing quickly? I don't think from what I've seen of Randy Orton, and that I don't think he should have been in this match because every time he's gone for landing on his back for the RKO, he's wincing more and more. So I don't know if it's coming to the stage where he needs to change his finish and that, but I feel like Sami Zayn would have been a perfect replacement for him. And then have him and Drew as the final two. And Drew's still winning. We all know Drew is going to Mania to take on Seth, and that, just my opinion.
I want to interrupt you for a brief moment. When you said that Randy Orton should interrupt his or change his finisher, it's in my opinion it's too late for that now because the RKO is solidified on who he is.
Yeah. But did you
It's hard.
Did you watch that match with Sami Zayn after he did the RKO?
I did.
Yeah, what kept him out for a year and a half because of the bumps he's taken on that as well. So maybe
he had fusion surgery.
I don't think they'll go back to the punt kick because that's a bit dangerous as well. So I don't know. It's I just hope
One.
I just hope he can, because I don't think he's got too much long left. Maybe 1 to 2 more years in wrestling. It's just me, and that's so yeah.
Yeah, he if you watch at the end of Survivor Series after he returned, like on a fan clip,
Yeah.
it showed him saying 10 more years.
Oh really?
Yes.
Wow. God, I don't even think he has that long. I don't even think he has 5 years. I seriously think it's 1 to 2 years, and that's maybe it. And that's so. I just noticed one of the guys saying, "Bring back the override." I appreciate you guys in the comments as well, and we'll get to the end. If you want to ask us a couple of questions, you're more than welcome to. And that so, all right. Who have you got, Legion?
All right, I in the final two, just like you, I have Drew McIntyre, which is pretty much a given.
Yeah.
With him, and LA Knight being in the final two.
Oh, LA Knight. Okay.
I, I, I have here's the thing is like I see LA Knight being in the final two, eliminating Logan Paul. I see Knight eliminating Logan Paul. Okay.
Yep.
And then when it gets to the final two, I see Paul sneaking back into the chamber and costing Knight the match, meaning I'm picking Drew McIntyre to win this.
I kind of, yeah, okay. I can see. I was going to change my pick. No, I'm not changing it.
Lining up their match at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I could actually. That's really like that's out of the box thing, and I like that as well. That's kind of what I had for Bianca would eliminate Tiffany Stratton, and then Tiffany would cost Bianca the match with Becky Lynch, because I kind of see them having a match at Mania. If not Bianca and Tiffany, I'm sorry we're getting on the other subject as well. Maybe a tag team match with Tiffany and someone else against Bianca and Jade Cargill, because I feel like Jade Cargill is going to have to be at Mania and that. But yeah, I like that. So we got. Oh, okay. So it's going to come down to two matches. Going to come down to two things and that. So yeah.
And
yep. How many points you got that for?
2.
So we all know what the 4-pointer was and that. So yeah, I like that. I really do. That's out of the box thinking. Good on you and that. So
the what's gonna kill is what's gonna for us. What's gonna win this competition between us two is the Elimination Chamber matches.
It is in that. So because I won, the only reason I won is because I picked the 2 surprise entrants that you got none and I got 2 and I won by points. So yeah.
Yeah, I went completely out of the box at the Rumble with it.
I went out of the box with a couple of mine as well, but like I said, like Ken Shamrock, I thought maybe. Yeah. But yeah, so all right, that's a good pick. We're both saying it. Like Drew, obviously. Do you see? No, actually, I'll wait. I was going to say, do you? I won't get you the comment on that. We'll do it in the WrestleMania picks and that. Which comes to the main event. You do realise this is a first time ever main event. 2 Australian wrestlers in the main event of a pay-per-view. That is.
And there's. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. No. It's all good. It's just really amazing that it's actually happening in Australia as well. Like, I'm very patriotic in that, but like, I'm not patriotic on stream, but I love, one of the greatest countries in the world, no matter what people say about all the things that can kill you in Australia and that. But yeah, it's just, I love the place and that. So it's amazing. Yeah, go on.
And the funny thing is, within this match, we all know Rhea Ripley's from Australia. But, well, people don't understand. Nia Jax isn't from Australia. She was born there.
Born in Australia. Yeah, I found out she was, like, on a...
Yeah.
She was a part of a military family, so they were stationed out here in Australia.
I actually learned that this past weekend.
Yeah, I learned that as well.
What?
Yeah. Like, I knew she was Australian, but I didn't, like, I thought it... Yeah, like, it's just amazing that finally we got 2 Australians in the main event of a WWE pay-per-view.
So this matchup actually makes a lot of sense now.
Yeah, and that. So, and I will say one thing: people saying Nia Jax probably, since Nia Jax has come back, she's been amazing. Let's get that straight right now. Like, there's stories of her in the past, hard to work with, injuring people and all that stuff. Hopefully she hasn't injured too many people since she's come back. But since she's come back, she has been amazing. I feel like as a heel. And that's so, yeah. Rhea ain't losing. 4 points. Rhea's winning.
I'm not going to go too far into this. I agree with you on that one.
Yeah. I think. Yeah. Sorry, go on.
No, I'll say me and you agree on who's winning on this one. Is what I'm saying. It's like there's no doubt about that.
I'm pretty sure if Nia Jax was to win, I'm pretty sure they'll tear down the stadium. I'm going to be surprised if you remember the old. If Cena wins, we right. I'm pretty sure we're going to see if Jax wins, we right. Thing at the PLE, and that's so yeah. Yeah, those are our predictions and that. So before we go, any of you guys in the podcast got any questions as well? Thank you for watching as well. This will be. I'll just get your YouTube channel quickly, Legion. This will be going on immediately. Legion's channel after we've finished this and that. But yeah, so the next podcast we'll have will be a bit before WrestleMania and that. So I'm really looking forward to it. I got a question to ask you, Legion. Are you going to be getting up at what time is it for you over there for the pay-per-view?
I hate to say it, but I will not be watching it until I wake up because it's gonna be like 2 a.m. by the time it shows up here.
Now you know how the Australians feel when we have to watch streamers
I
and all that stuff over in America.
yes, yeah, that's true. Like I said, I feel for you on that one.
There's the question. I'm pretty sure someone asked me how I felt about The Rock being a heel, and that I think it suits his character right now. And that at the minute, I feel like he might turn babyface because I feel like there's going to be him and Roman are going to have a match, and that so at one point. So who would you choose more? Who would you cheer more? Would you cheer The Rock or Roman? Is what I'm saying.
Well, if that match happened,
Yeah.
that is a tough one because I actually enjoyed both of them in the ring, but I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this. But I'm gonna probably I would cheer for Roman on that one.
I feel like they could go away with Rock being a heel and they would have to. I feel like since Roman's been a heel, he's been. This is. I'm just really upset they didn't do this like 5-10 years ago. Sorry, 5 years ago, and that because it would have saved him being booed as a babyface, and that it's really, yeah, and that's so yeah. Thank you again, guys. I know I haven't been streaming as much this week due to a medical procedure I had and that, so I've been taking it easy on my arm. I should be back tomorrow. But once again, Legion, thank you again for the podcast. I will see you again in about a month's time.
Yeah, thank you for having me, and heal up.
I will heal up. And from Legion, I'm Sugar Ray. I appreciate you guys for stopping by and that. Yeah. So we'll see you in the next thing. Sugar Ray out.